Tonight's show is brought to you in part by Chrism Prairie's Prairie Sky Recovery Center and the Newly Institute. Tonight's guest, Dr. Rob Kelly, is a world-renowned addictions consultant, but it hasn't always been that way. From domestic violence and suicide attempts to being coined the Gordon Ramsey of addictions and lecturing at prestigious universities, Rob has had a hell of a ride, and we are going to meet him right after this. I spent 23 years living in addiction. 16 of those years I worked as a Red Seal tradesperson in Saskatchewan and Northern Alberta. During that time, I made many mistakes and took more than a few hard knocks. I went from tradesman to business owner to hiding from gang members and dumpster diving. But with that lived experience, I've decided to try and make a change. I've dedicated my life to raising awareness and promoting change in the fields of substance use and psychological health and safety. So join me and my guests as we take off the blinders around mental health in our communities and at work and shine a light on what's working and what's not working in the fields of mental health and occupational health and safety. I'm Daniel Unmanageable, and I'll be your host, and this is Hard Knocks Talks. Okay, so let us bring in Dr. Rob. Here we come. Hey, Rob, how are you?
Doing good, Daniel. Hey, guys, good to see you and hear you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, what a, for the first time, usually this is the segment where I lament about the technical issues that I have before the show, but we didn't really have any this time, but there was a bit of a time snafu. But, however, are you ready?
We're here.
Yes, we are. Are you ready to dive into the flashback?
Let's go.
Let's go. So, tell us, how did you come to be where you are today? How come you advocate so ferociously?
Well, I'm a chronic alcoholic, is number one. I haven't drank for many years, but alcoholism in the family. It was just my journey through some of the great times in my life, times like when I played Abbey Road with Elton John and Queen and Bowie. They were great times, to homelessness times where alcoholism took me. Still haven't seen my youngest daughter 30 years in. And when I finally came off the streets, I had a passion. I had a PhD in psychology already. I went back to college. I got a second PhD in behavioral science because alcoholism, you see, when I was drinking, I couldn't stop. That was the problem. Everything else I did was amazing, but I couldn't stop when I drank. Now, that intrigued me because I went to the doctors and they had no advice for me at all. Oh, go to AA or something like that, they said. That's all they said. They're still baffled today, by the way. So I was intrigued why this disease was, first of all, misunderstood. And secondly, why it wasn't being taken seriously enough, because I knew it was killing millions of people a year. So that's what set me out on this crusade since I've been in America. I've been in San Antonio, Texas for the last 14 years. And I'm a bit cocky. I'm a bit loud, but there's a message to be carried. And, I've never worked in a bakery, so I don't sugarcoat nothing when it comes to addiction and recovery. Boom.
Fucking zing.
Bang.
So let's go back. I mean, tell us a little bit about the history here. I mean, you went from CEO to street life and then back to the top again. Like give us 10 minutes here. What did that look like for you? How did that all start?
So I started drinking at the age of 9 with a musical family on stage. That was my first drink. I remember it very well. It had a big effect on me at the age of 9. So my drinking started then. I was playing every Friday, Saturday, Sunday with my family band. my uncle and auntie. Always wanted to be a professional musician. That was my only aim in life. And I did a pretty good job. So I go through high school, pretty good. I'm drinking. I am an alcoholic, which means I have a very, very intrigued and clever mind. So through pulling a few strings, I came from the trailer parks, or just, council estates used to call them, the projects over here. That's where I came from. But I always wanted to know, I wanted to be different. So I somehow, I'm not going to get into it now, but somehow got into Oxford University, Queen's College, Oxford. And I did my PhD. I actually started my medical. I wanted to be an MD. But I got thrown out of the first year for being drunk. And they told me that you can either go into the PhD program or you have to leave. So I knew that they were moaning about my drinking, but I didn't think I had a problem. Mm-hmm. So I left there and joined the police force straight away when I graduated because of peer pressure.
You were
and
a
the
cop.
Freemasons I was in. Yeah, I was a cop for about 18 months. They fired me.
No, they didn't.
Drunk. Can you believe that shit? Yeah, I wasn't annoyed that I'd been fired.
Were you a mean drunk? Like, were you a friendly drunk?
Oh, no. I'd kick someone's ass for looking at me, to be honest. I was nasty. And you got to remember now, guys, I'm 60 now. We're talking about when I was 20. I was a 290-pound bodybuilder, who's been trained in martial arts and boxing. So I was mean, man. I caused a lot of damage, and we'll get into that later, the stuff I had to do on myself to get over that. But from there, I set a telecoms company up. We were taking millions within about a year. And all this with the alcoholic mind. We either do something or we don't. There's no half measures for anything here.
And if I go
to no, well, exactly. If you anybody who's give up drinking or drugs, and you have that clear mind and you've recovered from that hopeless state of mind and body, you can do anything. I'm telling you guys, you can do anything, anything you want to do, because the mind is amazing. Once you visualize it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. I've proven it thousands of times. And the 7,000 people that I've worked with over the last 30 years have proven it as well. So I got married, had 2 children. Things weren't going great. It looked great from the outside. The big house, the nice Porsches and the Bentleys. But behind them curtains of that house, there was mayhem. There was black eyes. There was dropping my baby. There was falling down the stairs. I even stabbed my wife 3 times one night because she won't let me finish drinking. Mm-hmm. That's how crazy it was in that house. I had to fled to Spain to make sure I didn't get put in prison until all charges were dropped. So I came back, and I remember coming back, and my wife said, "I will love you till the day you die, but you're not going to kill my kids." And she took my children away, and she'd left the house. So I got to my attorney and I said, "Hey, get my kids back tomorrow. Otherwise, there's trouble," meaning I'm not going to pay him. The next day, he brought my kids back. Now, listen to this. So, can you imagine the situation? I get my kids back. I'm so happy, ages 1 and 3, just little tots. I took them into the front room. I sat them down in front of the TV. Oh, I was so proud. I went into the kitchen, and the fucking thought that I should have one drink passed my mind. Mm-hmm. 3 days later, when I woke up, because the police kicked me to wake up, the children had not been changed or changed diapers or fed for 2.5 days. I was in a drunken stupor. They served me papers to say unfit father, and they took my kids off me. And when they would take, all the police was there, the authorities, the mum was there, my wife was there, and she took my 2 girls out of my hands. And the eldest girl said 3 things before she got to the end of the gate. She said, "Daddy, Daddy, please don't go." And they walked down further. I'm crying. The police are crying. I thought that was weird. She turned around again and says, "Daddy, Daddy, please get better." And as they got to the gate to the bottom of the path, she turned around one more time and she says, "Daddy, Daddy, please stop drinking." I went back into the kitchen. I opened one more beer, and 6 months, the wife, kids, houses, cars, business, medical license, everything was taken off me, and I was homeless on the streets of Manchester.
So what did that look like?
I was terrified the first time. See, I was brought up in a place called Moss Side as well. Very rough place in England. So you can either fight or you get picked on. Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to get picked on. So what I found was when I was on the streets, the first night I sat there and going, "What the fuck? What happened? Where did it all go wrong? I mean, what, really?" So I sat there and I had to fight every night. and every day to stay alive. I woke up one morning, the guy next to me, everyone has their own bench. The guy next to me had been stabbed to death for his sneakers, for his training shoes. That's the kind of life I lived. I fought every day, fist fighting every day, either to earn money in unlicensed boxing matches or to keep away trouble so I wouldn't get stabbed or beaten up. But what happened was the more I was on the streets, the more and more I wasn't eating, and the more people could then take me on because I was getting weaker and weaker. And in the end, I'd end up being battered almost to death by a few guys, whereas when I first went on the street, that wouldn't have happened. But there was a lot of bad stuff happened on the streets. I did a lot of bad stuff on the streets. I mugged people. I beat people up for money so I can get alcohol. I stole alcohol. I just did everything I have to do to survive. And it was grim times. I remember on Christmas Eve walking past someone's house trying to look for money or drugs or, anything I'd get my hands on. And I looked through this house and it was like a family around the table and they were all laughing and, drinking, having a great time, big meal on the table. It looked nice and cozy. And I just asked God, if there's a God up there, I one day, just give me one day like that again and I'll be happy. And then I went home back to my bench and I cried myself to sleep that night again. So many times cried myself to sleep. But I still didn't think he had a problem. Here's where alcoholism comes in. This is why I've studied alcoholism so intensely over the last 30 years. It's not about the drinking, it's about the thinking. Mm-hmm. So people think, an alcoholic and a drug addict, someone who drinks too much alcohol. That's not the truth. I know people that drank more alcohol than me. What happens is it's a predisposition with alcohol. You can trace it back through your generations. It might skip a generation, but it's there. So I'm born with the alcoholic brain. That's my studies, and everyone knows that in the medical fraternity. So what happens is I then suffer from the trauma around the house that I've been brought up in. I hear things differently to other people. Get off that couch, my mum may say. What I hear, get off the fucking couch, is what I hear because my brain has been distorted by this disease. So therefore, neural pathways, most of mine, and there are billions, most of mine are self-sabotaging. So given any time, I could try and get myself up, get the job back, get the girl back, and then I'm going to smash it all down with a sledgehammer because I just can't do it because I don't think I'm good enough. And if there's anybody out there, listen right now, if there's anybody out there right now who sat here listening to this program, who don't think they're good enough, don't think they can achieve anything, I want to fucking apologize to you because somebody's put that there. End of story. It's the childhood trauma that we go through. Everybody's born with $1 million mind. Stop hanging around 10-cent mines. Stop it. Show me your friends. I'll show you your future. And this is my gig, man, by telling people, look where I've come. From homelessness to one of the best minds, so they call me, in the modern addiction world. I like that, but look at the journey. If you're sat at home thinking, well, this is my lot, it's fucking not your lot. Mm-hmm. This is training that you're going through. Alcoholism is so in-depth, you would just be freaked out if I had 5 or 6 hours to tell you all about it, because it's not about the alcohol.
No, it's not. The alcohol is a symptom. The drugs are a symptom. So what finally did it for you? Was there a pinnacle moment that changed your life, or what happened?
Yeah. Well, 14 months on the streets, finally towards the end, battered and beaten and stuff like that. And I dropped out. I went to the back ends of Manchester, the cobbled streets where nobody was. It was pouring down with rain. And I dropped on my hands and knees, and I was crying like a baby. I wasn't crying because I'd lost my children or my wife or my millions of pounds or my everything, cars. I love cars. I wasn't crying because of that. The first time in my life, I realized I couldn't stop drinking. And it took all of that. I remember crying. I remember the rain hitting the back of my head, mixing with my tears and hitting the cobblestones. And I was crying from my stomach, sobbing like a baby. And I looked up to the sky and I had no idea why I said this. But I said, if there's a God up there, I can't do this on my own anymore. And about 30 seconds, Dan, I'm telling you, 30 seconds, no more than that, a guy walked around the corner. He'd missed his last bus home from a Bible study. He'd been walking an hour, and all of a sudden he finds me at the back ends of Manchester. And he said, are you okay? And I said, no, I'm dying. This is after 6 suicide attempts, by the way. On 2 occasions, it worked. My heart stopped. They brought me back to life. Fucking hated that men for that. Hated them men for that. So he said he can come back to the house. I'm an alcoholic and a Christian. He took me back. He let me shower for the first time in a year. He gave me some new clothes, and my journey started from there. I'm so grateful to that man. Yeah. And he started with a vengeance. You know, I always knew I was destined to go another country, do some crazy things. And I've always asked, I'm not a religious guy. I have a spiritual side of me. And my God, I've always asked him for a big platform. The show I did 2 weeks ago had 18 million people listening. He gives me this platform to do what I do. But the reason why they call me the Gordon Ramsey is, one, because I curse a lot. And secondly, it's because I take no shit. But listen to this. I'm with Gordon, because Gordon's a friend of mine. I'm with Gordon one day in the house, and he's cooking lunch for us. And he piped over to me. I've never forgot this. He piped over and said, "Hey, Rob, do you know I'm the best chef in the world?" And I said, "Hell yeah, because you can cook well." And he said, "Fuck no, because I tell everybody I am." And that blew my mind. It's like the people just like me on the streets don't think they can mount to anything. It's wrong. It's a lie. All the shit we've grown up is lies. You can't go to college like your brother. You'll never be. It's lies from generation to generation. And we need to break them lines. If you're not living your best dream today, you're doing something wrong. If you're a 12-step guy and you're still miserable after 4 or 5 weeks being in the program, fire your fucking sponsor and get a new one. You know, life is for living. It's not for I've cried too many times, man. You got to get out of that shit. Get this experience that you're going through and move forward, and don't let anybody tell you can't recover from this bullshit, because you can. I'm a recovered alcoholic today. I'm not cured, just like food poisoning. There's no cure for alcoholism. But I do some daily reprieves, which means a stay of execution. I do daily stuff, help people, be kind to people. I give a lot of money back because God gave me a lot of money. And just look after the USA and England. It's not my two countries at my heart. But yeah, man, my life's freaking incredible today. It's incredible.
So tell us about the first year, because that's like integral. Like, what did your first year in recovery look like? And then we'll maybe skip ahead a little.
Well, I moved into a halfway house when there was an incident that happens when I moved into Derek's house that night. I met another guy who took me through a program that I recovered from alcoholism. I never tracked that man down. We'd never been able to see. We traced him. We couldn't find anything. So the first year, he said amazing things will happen. Well, the Sunday night when I walked out of his house, I got a job, part-time job, which later turned to a full-time job. But I'm a big believer in the Alcoholics Anonymous book, and I'll tell you why. Not because of the 12-step program. That's continuing up to you if you want to go there. That's amazing. If you don't, that's fine. But after 30 years of studying intense scientific research, I'm a neuroplasticity guy. You know, that's why I study neuroplasticity and brain science and neural pathways. Of all the stuff I've read, of all the information that I've gathered over 30 years, the only piece of literature I would suggest to anybody is the first 164 of the big book. And I'll tell you why. They were talking about a psychic change in 1939. 10 years ago, they only found out in the medical fraternity that they called it neuroplasticity change, a redirection of neural pathways, which is a psychic mind of psychology, psychiatrists, change. So that book is fucking phenomenal. And I carried that around for the first year, Dan. Absolutely first year. And I would sit down with anybody. I travel around the globe a little bit. I'd sit down with anybody who listened to me. And, you know, I'm so excited about this shit today. 30 years on, I'm still so excited and almost bordering on aggression, because I know that these guys can live an amazing life just like me and 7,000 other patients I've worked with. It's out there. But we're so beaten down as alcoholics and addicts. We're so ashamed. Oh, God, Rob's relapsed again. It's like, you don't understand. Yeah. So let me brain science your ass for a minute, guys out there. My hypothalamus, which is around here at the back, fight or flight part of the brain, it tells normal people who haven't got the alcoholic predisposition, tells normal people to eat eat food and drink water and run or stay. It's a survival part of the brain. Do you know what it tells the alcoholic? It tells the alcoholic to drink alcohol. And that's why alcoholics can go days and weeks without touching water or food. So when my brain's telling me to do something, only a spiritual awakening and a psychic change of neural pathways will get you to a place where you can live a life. Otherwise, my brain's always telling me, drink, 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 drink. And my self-sabotaging neural pathways are going, die, die, die. You're a waste of time. What about you? Are you joking? You can't do it. You're too stupid to do that. I've blown them barriers out of the ring. I don't do it for me. I'm 60 years old. I could retire 4 or 5 years ago and have an amazing life. But this is a mission for me, an absolute mission for me, to make sure that everybody I come across has a chance to recover and get the life back, because I've never met a stupid drug addict or alcoholic in my life. Never.
Yeah, we're quite smart when it comes to getting the things that we want, aren't we?
I love it.
And then when if we do put the bottle down or the booze down, like you find something for a guy or a person in recovery to be passionate about, and you get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly.
Yeah. So okay, what next? I mean, you ended up here. How did that happen?
Woo! Yeah.
Let's go.
So from there, I went on. I was doing a little bit. I opened a small practice as a psychologist, but I knew I was working and training and, working with these scientists to find out what the hell's going on. And it was just an amazing learning time. Then I went back to college again, got my second PhD in behavioral science, because we can't live or leave the physical side out. The central nervous system plays a lot to the alcoholic and addict. It really does. Mm-hmm. So I studied that as well. And then 14, 15 years ago, I got a letter of a church in Dallas saying, come over. We want you to teach our guys. We have a big crack cocaine problem in the affluent area. So I came over with my little bag with 2 weeks worth of clothes in, and I never went back. As soon as I got off the plane at DFW, just outside Dallas and Fort Worth, I knew I was never going to go home again. I knew that this was my place, and it was just a gut feeling followed by crazy messages of my spiritual God that I got. And lots of things happened to me while I was here. And I was taken to the hospital the second month I was here, and they diagnosed me of cancer of the esophagus. The doctors called my parents and told them that I wouldn't live probably. And we all said goodbyes, and I went down and they did the last x-ray, and the cancer had gone. When I came here, the passport had expired. I got my passport in 4 days rather than 12 weeks. I mean, it just goes on and on while I'm here of being attacked or crazy things happening. But I know I can't die. I know that. And it might sound crazy to some guys, but you guys in recovery, you know what I'm talking about. My work's not done yet. I'm more passionate today about anything, than ever I've been before. I want to light the fire on the people who are in recovery to say, stop sitting down. See, my sponsor used to say to me, Rob, Rob, I've seen you come to meetings, Rob, and I've seen you drinking the tea and hitting on the women, Rob, but have you done the fucking work, Rob? I go, no, I hadn't. I kept relapsing. Yep. And when I did the work, I recovered a hopeless state of mind and body. Mm-hmm. I was restored to sanity. I can think clearly today, which is what it's all about. So my journey then started over here, which has just been absolutely incredible. But the part I missed out in England is the only reason why I went to college is A, because of the Freemasons. I had contacts. And secondly, because I'd worked at Abbey Road. So those guys who don't know Abbey Road it's where the Beatles made famous. Everybody who's anybody has played at Abbey Road. And I got in a bass playing position there. And it's weird because my first audition, I was so nervous, I drank a beer. I had 7 auditions. The second audition, I drank 2 beers. By the time they called me back for my 7th audition, I had 7 beers. Don't remember going in that place. I did some sight reading, went back home on the train and waited for the letter, and I got the position. So I played with Elton John, David Bowie, Queen, Freddie Mercury. I've done backing tracks with all them guys. So I was living my life. So when I came over here, I remember sat in one night, and me and Elton, we were doing some backing work, and it was thundering and lightning outside. And he said, come on, let's go back to the hotel. We can't work in this, kept cutting off. So we went back to the Savoy Hotel. That in them days, it was the most exclusive hotel in the world, by none. Went up to his penthouse suite, and 5 or 6 guys were there, 7 or 8 girls were there. There was paraphernalia, it was amazing. And all of a sudden, I heard Elton screaming from the bedroom, screaming on the phone. So I walked in and looked at him. He's on the phone to the manager of the hotel. And this is what he's saying to him. If you don't stop the fucking rain and the wind, I'll never come into the hotel again. That's the craziness that I was surrounded with. It was amazing.
Were you like,
Absolutely
yeah, you
amazing.
fucking tell him?
I'm like, tell him. Yeah,
tell
me
him.
neither. I'm not coming here
Yeah, fuck
again.
this rain.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times, man. I'm telling you, they were good times.
They're not all bad.
No.
They're not all bad. You know?
No. Well,
no, they
the
weren't.
thing I always say is I lost my kids, ages 1 and 3. The 1-year-old's never contacted me since. The ex-wife's never contacted me since. But my eldest daughter, that was 3 at the time of them taken away, contacted me about 4 years ago on Facebook Messenger. So I'm sat in bed, I heard this ping like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what the hell's that? Mm-hmm. So I grabbed the phone. It was my daughter going, hey, Dad. She called me Dad, Dan. She said, hey, Dad, I've seen you on TV. I know you're doing well. I want to speak to you. So we text next day and we called and I flew over on the red eye. I met her at the door and we cried and we hugged. And then went inside and she handed me my 3-month-old granddaughter. So all that pain that I went through, that's why I'm a great believer today. Don't tell me you can't do anything. It was amazing. I cried. We laughed. We cried. It was unbelievable. So after staying there for a week, I had to come back to work. And I said to her, what are you going to do? And she says, I want to be like you. I want to be an NLP practitioner, but a proper one, going back to college. So we sent her back to college. She did a 3-year course in NLP. And about 6 months ago, she opened my Manchester office in the United Kingdom. So she's now one of my therapists. How's that for an ending?
Well, it's not over yet.
No. Unbelievable. Things happen every day. You just got to look for them.
Oh,
you just got to look.
I know. If you get up and you grind and you chase your dreams and you follow your heart, the most incredible things happen and the most amazing people come into your life and they just show up. It's amazing.
Yeah, you have to be receptive. It's a bit like I always talk about quantum physics, which is I just love quantum physics and the whole deal around that because quantum physics tells me, let's say, on a basketball court, for instance, that I can be 25 places at the same time on that court. Now, listen carefully, guys. I can be 25 places at the same time on that basketball court. Where do I want to be? I want to be over near the goal. When I get the ball, I'm going to slap it into the net and I'm going to be the hero of the game. That's clear. Well, how do I get there? Listen carefully, guys. You walk over and you take that fucking position. Don't beg for it. Don't ask for it. You can already visualize it. Walk over and take that position. That's how simple this stuff can be. Well, I used to always get this in America. Oh, well, I can't be president. Yeah, I beg to differ these days. You can be anything you want to be, You just got to hang around with the right people. If you're earning 60 grand a year, guys, and you want to earn 100, hang around the guys that earn 100. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. I keep saying that time and time again. Been saying it for 30 years. Mm-hmm. This is about having an amazing life. Whether you're a single mom or a single dad or whatever it is, you've got an amazing life to come. And it isn't all over. And, if you sat there thinking it is, it's not. It's the beginning. Walk over and fucking take it. Thanks, Beverly. Walk over and take it. And that's what I do in life today. Mm-hmm. And I inspire people, fuck you. You can be anything you want to do. Alcohol, when you come to me as a patient, it's done day one. I'm the only person in the world that offers a money back guarantee on alcohol and addiction recovery. The only person in the world that offers a money back guarantee. Because I'm
gonna
passionate
fuck up
about
your
this
drinking.
Shit. I know it is, isn't it? But it's amazing. I love people. I love making people's day. Mm-hmm. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So, what else? You now you have like 5 practices all over the world. That didn't happen overnight. Like, tell us about the journey, man.
Yeah. So I came over here and I was doing a little bit, and then we opened a big ranch in Dallas, and we were exclusive. And I'll tell you about my pro bonos. I don't want to get all snobby on everyone, but we was exclusive, a concierge doctor, exclusive to the stars. So I can't actually give names out, but one of them was a real hard man. In actual fact, he was an Iron Man. He was that tough, and a rapper who wasn't actually black. In fact, I think he was white, who we helped as well. So we started in this and become very, very popular within Hollywood very quickly. And then my second marriage broke up over here. And I was out. I was out of the industry. This was about 8 years ago. And I'd had enough. I'd done my time. And I went and got a normal job. But it wasn't me. I saw people struggling. I saw people calling me up, asking for help. So I got back in the industry, met my third wife. And we created together this dynasty, this empire, as I like to call it. But I must stress, guys, am I rich? Yes, I'm rich. I give 35% of my money away. So we give hundreds of thousands of dollars away each year to people around the world who need it. One single parent families, pay the rent, get some food, whatever it may be. You know, it's not all for me. I give a lot away because I truly believe if we start helping one another on this frigging earth and stop making the governments fight against, you know, black and white, poor and rich, mask or no mask, it's just keeping us in fear. You know, I got rid of 99% of my fear. I turned the TV off. And it was absolutely unreal. Mm-hmm. And I started noticing the grass outside and the butterflies and the birds and, you know, simple things. I drive a really expensive car. I was just driving it. I didn't even appreciate it. It was just a car. No, I worked hard for that. I enjoy it. I lend it out to people. It's a Mercedes McLaren. I lend it out to people. It's a car, you know. I let everyone in my house. You want to come round? Homeless? Get around to the house. We'll feed you. They could rob us blind. I don't know. But it's my job to do this. I always say to people, my job is in the trenches. End of story. End of story. Mm-hmm. The other shit I do, the books and the TV and the practices, it pays for the mortgage and keeps my wife happy. That's not where I belong. I'm in the trenches. Absolutely in the trenches. And any guys who know me what I do. Those guys, just Google me, send me an email or something. I'll be happy to talk to you and help. What can I do for you today? So when that practice was up and going, which was in Dallas, Texas, very affluent part of Dallas, Texas, and then we opened our Dallas office. Then we came down to San Antonio. We kept the Dallas office. So now we've got to San Antonio. We opened a third. A girl from England that I used to know years ago came back into my life. She's a professional psychotherapist. So we set her up over in Spain. So that become number 3. Another practitioner we sent to Switzerland. We opened up that one. And of course, 6 months ago, my daughter got all the licenses and we opened up again in Manchester, England. So yeah, it sounds a lot. I mean, it's our family. You know, it's me, my daughter, my 2 best friends, girlfriends, and Courtney, who's my, and Janet, of course, Janet Kelly, which is my wife. She's incredible. She does everything. So we're set. We're coming through your door. We don't give a shit what you think of us. I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks of us. Well, by the way, you know, the best thing I ever did to gain everything and peace of mind was stop giving a fuck what people thought about me. I don't care. God. Oh, that Dr. Rob is a loudmouth. Fuck
page
you.
417.
Yes.
Page 417. Read that shit.
Yeah, definitely. This is a life, guys. That's why my message is: you've got to live life now. Don't be waiting now. Mm-hmm. If you're going through some hard times, you're meant to go through it for a reason. Because when I went through all my stuff that I went through, today people come and they go, "Oh, Dr. Rob, what do you know? You've never been homeless. Check. Well, you've never stabbed your wife. Check. You've never lost your children. Check. You want to keep going? We can play this all fucking day long because I'm the guy that's done it all." And then, you see, when I look back now, so some of you guys might be there now, struggling like shit. You know, when I look back to my time doing that, where I am today, it was like a semester at Harvard. Mm-hmm. The information and the gathering. So me and my friend was about a year ago sorting through some old photographs. And we found this photograph of me and him about 15 years ago. And he's like, "Oh, my God, Rob, have you seen this? Oh, my God." I'm like, "Oh, that picture. Look how thin we were. Look how amazing hair. Look at oh, man, those were the days, man. Those were the days." And then I looked at him and I said, "Hey, we didn't know that those were the days then, did we?" And he said, "No, we didn't." And I said, "What if today's one of those days?" And we both changed our life right there and then. Today's one of those days. Today's the best version of me. Today's when I'm going to try and do as much as I can for another human being. Alcoholic or not, I don't give a shit. Black or white, Chinese, and make them fat or thin. It doesn't make any difference. If I pass you on the street and I think you need help, I'm going to help you. I often stop at gas stations, petrol stations, when I see a lady with 5 kids in the car trying to squeeze $2 of gas. Fuck that. $100 is nothing to me. Fill a tank up, give her money, go out. Spread the joy, because one day she might do that when she sees somebody else struggling. And we never post it or talk about it. It's shit we do. I literally never told anybody this, Dan. This is an exclusive. We literally have a bank account set up. We pay about 10 people. We pay them £100 a month. 9 of them I've never met. There's only one person I've met. But we have a standing order out to make sure that they're going to get, and this is forever, to make sure they've got that £100 coming in every month, no matter what. And that's the shit that I love doing.
So why them?
Oh, well, they just come across my Facebook. We started talking. Most of them are single parents. They never ask for money, and we go, hey, we'd like to gift you. And we gift them the first £100, and they're so amazed. And we go, hey, we've set you up in this banking system that you'll get that for the rest of your life. And they cry and they thank. And I'm just like, the reason why I do it is because somebody did that for me. I couldn't even afford a cup of coffee, and people bought me coffee and bought me meals. I remember one guy buying me a steak once, no strings attached. So that's why I do it, not to be big or clever or anything. And if anybody thinks I'm that, call your fucking sponsor and do me on my 10-step tonight. That's okay. But I do it because people need our help, guys. Yeah, one word can change somebody's life. Yeah. You know that old saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me? That is not correct.
Not true.
Words will hurt us like crazy. One word. I spoke in Houston once. There was 1,000 people there. 999 says I was a maiden, and one person said I was shit. Have a guess who I focused on for the next 3 months and nearly relapsed. And that's what we got to think about, because it's my part of the brain. Self-sabotage all the time. We have to get around good people, and the mirroring part of our brain comes out. We start acting like these people and becoming like these people. And that's what it's about. And Chantel, thank you. Give freely. My time is the most valuable thing I have, is my time. Money doesn't mean anything to me right now. It really doesn't. If I go broke tomorrow, give me a tent, my wife, my 3 English bulldogs and my 2 cats, and I'm as happy as a sandboy. I'm really happy. It's not about money. It's about time.
Not the McLaren.
If I can give you my time, it's awesome.
So tell us, so when you were on the streets, I mean, you were broke, right? So how did you come from being broke? Like, how did you make your first dollars? Like, how did this come to be, man? Tell us more.
Well, I scrambled, I mean, I didn't afford anything on the streets. Nobody would speak to me. My parents had cut me off. Nobody would speak to me. I was literally abandoned on the streets. I had clothes that I'd been in the same clothes for a year, begging all the time. And then when this guy got me a little part-time job, I just knew I had this passion to change the dynamics, really change the dynamics of the addiction world, really make a mark in it, because I got a little job, but I knew I was always going to earn more and give more away. You see, when you've been where I've been, I signed a $1 million contract in Dallas for offices once over 10 years. And people say, you're crazy. Can you sleep at night? And I'm like, what the fuck can they do to me? What, they're going to take Christmas off me? Everything that's meant to be done for me has been done. The hopeless, of the begging and the torment and the rain and the cold, it's already done to me. I don't give a fuck what you do to me. So I'm going to go for it every time. So jobs got better and better. And then I started working in the field. And something makes me stick out. I don't know what it is, but people line up to come and see me, And I always say, look, the first day you come to me, your alcohol problem's finished. Forget about it. It's done. It's not about it fucking out. So listen, Dan, I was outside this shop back in England. I'm still drinking. It's 5:30 in the morning. It's snowing. I've got a little vest on, pair of shorts, and a pair of flip-flops. I'm waiting for the guy to open at 6. He can't serve alcohol till 10. But he knows who I am. At 5:40, I'm shaking like crazy. I have a banging headache. My eyes are watering. I can hardly stand up. I'm going into the DTs, delirium tremors. I open the door. I go in. He closes it behind me and locks it real quick because he's not allowed to do this. And I put my £10 on the counter. And I says, can I have a bottle of vodka? And he said, yeah, usual, Rob. And he put the bottle on the counter. And for whatever reason this morning, I'm shaking. I leant out and I grabbed the bottle. And this was my reaction. Oh. the shakings went, the headaches went, the sweating stopped, and my mood had changed in instance. I look at the bottle, I look at the shopkeeper, I look back at the bottle and go, fuck, it's not the alcohol. And that was my biggest aha moment. So I knew, I just kept working and working and working. You know, I'm privileged today. I work 4 hours, if that, a day. That's all I work. But I remember working 18 hours a day, in and out. Most when I came here, everything was free. Nobody could afford anything. I work endlessly with thousands of people free of charge. In fact, one of my houses when I came over, it got foreclosed on, which means repossessed. It's absolutely crazy. And nobody would help me pay it. You know, I just needed to pay my mortgage. Nobody helped me. House got taken back. And I thought to myself, why the fuck am I doing this? And then I got a second wind, and now I can help other people with their stuff. You know, I mean, we just need alcoholics and addicts need to get together as a fucking team. There's too many people splitting everyone up. I remember Bill Dr. Bob, I think it was Dr. Bob, I think, said AA will be ruined in the future, but not by somebody on the outside, but by somebody on the inside. And I see it all the time, you know, of people messing around with this disease. I've been to too many funerals. This is a fucking deadly disease. If you get this wrong, you will fucking die if you're a real alcoholic. Yeah. And you will probably take people down with you. But people don't think, oh, well, I just relapsed. Fuck you, you relapsed. You're not working your program. You can't work your program and relapse at the same time. It's impossible. I'll give you $1 million if you can do it. You can't do it. It's impossible. So either get your shit together or go fucking drink, is what I tell everybody. You see, don't be in there miserable. Don't be in any room miserable or any recovery miserable. Either go fucking drink or get onto the program that got me to a different place. You see, I'm not the guy in any meeting. Hey, Johnny's relapsed. Oh, can you get him a coffee, Rob? Fuck no. Why the fuck, Johnny? You're not in the same program that got me to a different place. How many fucking silver chips do you want? Yeah. Come on, let's get in the game here. Yeah. You know? So, yeah.
So do you think there's a way to find recovery outside the program, or are you 12 steps or die?
No, it's anything that you can get, guys. But what I will say, and this is me. You know, people go, this is just for me. No, fuck you. It's for everybody. Listen, if you don't get a spiritual connection with somebody, a power higher than you, you're going to fucking die. And I'm just going to say that. I've never seen any fucking sober atheists. All right? This is a powerful game we're playing with. It will kill you stone dead, even if you think you're going to get away with it. Because listen, if anybody was going to get away with this shit, it was going to be me. Okay? Believe me, it was going to be me. 290 pounds of solid fucking muscle will smack your ass, and everyone else is all over the place. It kicked the crap out of me. So yeah, anything. Church, try it. Celebrate recovery, try it. You know, go to groups, do nothing. You know, just stop. Try it. But listen, if you do stop drinking and your life doesn't improve, you're doing it wrong. You're really doing it wrong. And if you've got somebody outside helping you, you need to change that. Because life's from living right now. Right now. You know? And this is what life's about. You know, everyone's heard that one day at a time. Most people think that one day is not drinking today. Does it fuck mean that? One day means I'm enjoying my day today at 9:45 my time, right here with Dan talking to you guys. I'm enjoying this. I'm taking this all in because we're always rushing around. That's what one day at a time means. How can I be better today than I was today? How can I carry a message? I might be the only fucking person that somebody sees who's just about to blow the brains out. What am I going to be? Fucking miserable? No. My dad, God forbid, could have died 2 hours ago. You would never know that because that's not my job. And too many people in rooms and other people are fucking around, moping and pissing and moaning. I got 50 years sobriety and I'm just miserable. Go and fucking drink.
And I'm doing 7 meetings a week still.
I know. What are you doing?
Fuck. Jesus, get out there. What the fuck? It's boring in here. I tell people,
get out of there. You know, you got to inspire people. I had no sponsor said to me, he said, Rob, any meeting or anybody you'd meet should be a fucking pep rally. And I truly believe that. Any meetings I go to, everyone I leave fucking amazed and hyped up. And I make sure everyone else does who wants to hear the message. You know, but it hasn't been easy doing that though, you know, Dan. I've had a lot of people try and fight me, snigger, talk behind my back. You know, here's that God guy, here's the big book guy, you know. And AA at the moment is, or AA and NA and lots of other people out there in different groups. There's a lot of sick people in them groups, man, because judges started sending offenders and that's fine. If you've got a desire to drink, if you've got a desire to stop drinking, come into our rooms, guys. We love you. But you know, when little Johnny in the corners dying of untreated alcoholism, shut the fuck up. You got nothing to say. Okay? You got nothing to say. This is about recovery. This is about getting your life back. You know? Oh, well, listen, you know, you didn't get sick overnight, so you can't get well overnight. How many fucking people have you killed with that line?
Yeah.
The third alcoholic recovered immediately. This is not a fucking weeks or month deal.
Yeah.
I take people through the steps in 2 days. 2 days, Rob? You can't do that. Read the book. After step 5, go home.
Yeah.
Go home. And then come back the next day and finish it off. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm hyped up now.
Yeah. Oh, here, we got to put you on full screen so we can see the gun show. Let's hear it. Do it again. Boom. So, what else? You know what else gets me in the rooms is that when the blue flamers are sitting there and they've got the flames shooting out their ass saying, this is the only way, you know, and I don't think that that's true. You know, it works for a lot of people and that's very true. But I think there's other ways. And I think that people have died because they walk into those rooms and say, it's the only way. And it wasn't the only way. And they figured it was. So what can you say to that?
Exactly.
Like, what do you say to people that don't want to use the program?
First of all, there's a fine line between abusing alcohol and alcoholism. A fine line. Alcoholism is the only self-diagnosed illness in the world. So you need to know if you're an alcoholic or an abuser of alcohol, which is, listen, we find God, universe, higher power, whatever it is, in all sorts of places. I've seen grown men have a spiritual awakening, never been to a meeting, never been to church. It was just their time. You know, when you're ready, you're ready. So, yeah, don't let anybody go, this is the only way. It's not the only way. We can't say that. But if you think AA is for you, I can tell you categorically that you'll recover if you get to the right meeting with the right people. You know, if you're on step 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and the promises for step 2, 3, 4 and 5 haven't come true while you're doing them, fucking fire your sponsor and get a new one. This is your life we're talking about. And a couple of things. When you're out there, guys, on a daily basis, practice smiling. It's really hard.
Fake it till you make it. Easy. Fuck it.
Yeah. Keep smiling and breathe. Just breathe, man. And you realize that life is so precious, you know, and how words can save lives. You know, I like to think I've saved about 7,000 lives, but I ain't done yet. I'm going to be doing this till the day I die because I'm on a mission. Nobody can stop me. And I don't give a shit what you think about me. Don't even go there with that one, guys. I always got my haters here. Look at him. God bless you. You know, have a beer and shut the fuck up.
Hope your day gets better.
You. Hope your day gets better. Yeah. But this is me, you know.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to make a dent in the addiction world by helping people. And I like to think that I have. It's one of my biggest passions. But we don't laugh enough. We don't help each other enough. We don't love each other enough. We're always waiting to put somebody down. It's the same amount of words to go fuck you than it is can I help you? You know, it's to just, why don't we give, you know, they did the experiment in Japan. You can look this up on the internet, guys. This scientist got 2 bodies of water, huge, like 25 gallons, in 2 different rooms. So true. And in one room, room A, they played Megadeth music and people were allowed to go in and curse at the water, you know, and tell it stupid things. And in the other one, they played Mozart. Look it up. And people were only allowed to go in there and say nice things. At the end of the 6 months, when it was done, the water in the A was undrinkable. And the water in the B was the best water anyone's ever tasted. So if we can do all that damage to a body of water and we're 90% water, wouldn't it be great to change people's lives by good words? And stick around, do the right thing. And then other people see you do that shit, you know? I've seen people cut my sponsees all the time, my patients even, you know, they do these things I do to them. So if I'm helping somebody and financially helping them, I see my sponsee, he's doing the same thing. I see patients doing it. You know, let me help you, because that's what it's about. Let's help each other. You know, the world puts us down, alcoholics and addicts, they put us down. Can't you just stop drinking, Rob, for your kids? For God's sake, Rob, they took your kids off you. Are you insane? Fucking right, I'm insane. So when we get our shit together, we need to stick together. We need to put a big light under these groups, a big light under everyone that's recovering. And we come in. We need to show the world that we're very, very clean. And the addicted brain is the best brain in the world. And I know loads of guys that have got the addicted brain but don't drink. They're the guys running Google and Apple, by the way. Very smart guys. They have the addicted brain. The addicted brain, when free from alcohol and drugs and trauma, is the best brain in the world because we put our focus in to succeeding. And by the way, this is one question I always get. What's the gateway drug, Rob? Is it marijuana? No. It's fucking trauma is the gateway drug. Trauma. Trauma will kill you stone dead. And everybody in the world who's an alcoholic has trauma, you know? We used to call it big T's and little T's. I don't agree with that. As an alcoholic, trauma is trauma. The way your mom speaks to you, the way the dad does, what you see in the house. You know, if your brother gets slapped or whatever it is, that's trauma. Anything less than nurturing as a child is child abuse. And that might come across pretty stern, but with me and thousands of probably 500,000 people that I've researched it with, it's not. It's heavy trauma that we carry on. And then we wonder, girls, why we attract that guy who's just like your dad, who beats you up and drinks all day. We wonder why we do that. It's because the trauma and neural pathways have been set to make you think that we attract what we think we are worth. So if you're used to dad, and I don't mean to be horrible here, but you know, even guys being hit by the parents, then you're going to go on to do that. So it's about breaking the cycle while we can. Break the cycle, guys. Phenomenal life. I wish I could come and give everyone the life now, because every morning, I know I used to wake up in the morning and go, oh, fuck, God, it's morning. Oh, God, oh, Mike. Now I go, morning, God, let's do this shit. Let me get right with you first and let's go and do this shit today. How many people's lives can we change? Say hi to somebody on the streets. When I thank somebody, dopamine's released into my brain. It's a win-win situation, you know? All this dopamine by saying thank you to somebody, great t-shirt, nice haircut, great. You will change people's lives. It's happened to me, you know? I mean, I've just had some new work come on for a TV program, and I've lost about 30 pounds. Hey, Rob, God, you look great. Oh my God, that feels amazing.
Oh my days!
People think we already know, Dan. They go. Oh, because I was in work a couple of months ago, and in the kitchen, I was walking about the kitchen, and I heard one nurse say to the other, "Oh my God, did you see what Dr. Rob just did? That guy was suicidal when he came in, and he's out and he's skipping and he's smiling." And the other nurse said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "He's absolutely amazing." And she said, "Yeah, have you told him that?" Oh, no. I mean, he already knows. But guys, we don't know. Why don't you compliment 3 people every day and see how your life, not theirs, see how your life changes? Yeah? When we start stacking the subconscious mind, because that's where the disease lives, with all this good stuff, neural pathways change. And there is a deal here with neural pathways. Make sure you can see me, guys, because this is freaking awesome.
Here we go.
So here is the self-sabotaging neural pathways that I'm born with. Okay, these are my good self-care neural pathways. Self-sabotage, self-care, by working a program, by getting a spiritual awakening, by working with other people and being the best guy you can, we end up here. Whereas these, an absolutely amazing neural pathways, which is going to succeed, feel good, give back to others. But this guy's always going to be here to self-sabotage you. And the idea is to keep it there by our daily work and good findings and giving away freely. Because if you don't, and you miss some stuff out, or you beat somebody up you're not supposed to, or you're mean and make somebody cry, then you're going to go back to there. When you get back here, you'll fucking relapse. End of story. Boom. So you need to keep this self-sabotaging great out the way and keep them good neural pathways in. It's basic brain science, and our mind will change. Cuts the hypothalamus thinking off neural pathways. It's an amazing life. I'm a 10 every day. A 10. What's the scale of 1 to 10, Rob? Fucking 10 every day. If any of my staff you have to come in the office, you go, what you would say? Oh, I'm a 7. Fuck off home. A what? You're not coming here with that shit. Yeah,
anything less than a hard 10, just fuck off.
Right? I mean, Dan, I like that. A hard 10.
Hard 10.
A hard 10.
Fucking hard.
Come in.
Yeah.
And it's contagious, Dan. If you walk into a room with 10 people with a frown on your face, most people are going to frown back. If you walk in the same room, same people with a smile on your face, most people are going to smile back. Be that dick who smiles at everybody. Be that clown in the elevator.
When I'm in a bad mood and someone comes and fucking smiles, fuck that guy.
I know. Be the guy in the elevator that starts the conversation when everyone's looking in 10 other places. Start a conversation. Hey, good morning, guys. It's going to be a good day today. You might have just saved somebody's life. We never know. We never know. You know, it's just I went to buy a cake for somebody who had like a 12th anniversary or something. And I went in and I got in this old lady and was laughing and joking. And my assistant was talking to the manager, taking all the details for the cake. And we had such a great time, you know, laughing and joking. And then we went home and I went back next day to pick the cake up with the writing on it. And I got there and this lady says, "Can I speak to you?" I'm like, typical alcoholic. Fuck, what have I done wrong? So we went to the side and she said, "I just want to thank you." And I said, what for? And she says, "Well, yesterday was my first day back after my husband died 6 months ago. I could never face life. And you made it so much easier." I didn't know that. You know, if I wouldn't have been on the ball and giving away and always giving my energy away to people, you know, but that's the stuff we do. 95% you'll never know the effect you've had on other people. But the effect on yourself will be pretty good. Yeah. Smile inside, baby, all day long.
Yeah. So what are you doing today? What's your latest aspirations? What do you want to do?
Well, there's a couple of things I want to do. I mean, I wrote a book, Daddy, Daddy, Please Stop Drinking. All the proceeds, not the profits, proceeds, every penny goes back out to the community. So that's on Amazon and Walmart. So that was accomplished about 4 months ago. So the next project is, and this is a big one, guys, I don't know. So maybe look for funding or something. I want to open a 20-bed detox center in Texas where people who have no money can come in and detox safely. And under the same roof, we want a 30-day program to get these guys up and going. And in the next part of the building, we want a place that finds jobs and finds apartments for these guys and finds free cars and groceries and get them back on the feet. I want to leave this legacy because I also want someone to say one day when I die, and I'm 60 now, so I'm sure it's soon. Wife's going to kill me. Is, hey, he did his best. He did good. He was a good egg. Because I've ruined lots of lives when I was drinking, lots of fucking lives, you know, including my daughter and my wife at the time and people around me and business partners and friends. You know, I burned all them bridges, man. And I've tried to get some back. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be that guy, Derek, who looked down to me on that rainy day going, "Can I help you?" That's all I want to be. And once I accomplish that, I'm done. Take me. I'm done, you know, because I think I've done my little piece that I need to do. But I'm also a musician. I have a music room full of stuff that I hardly go in, but I want to go in there, maybe come up with a couple of songs, recovery songs, and see if we can get them out there. I've got a lot of famous friends out there, so we might do something like that. And then we're going to vacation. We're going to Christmas. We're going back in England, guys. We're back over there, causing trouble over in Manchester and Wales and Scotland. So everyone who's listening, I know some of you guys are listening from there. We'll see you real soon. I love you all, guys. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty full life right now. Even though you only work 4 hours, I have podcasts. I have my own podcast. I have a lot of TV, you know, stuff like that. So I do a lot of talking with PTSD.
What's the podcast,
guys? It's called Breaking Through Addiction. Every Friday noon Central Time over in Texas. We just have famous guests and non-famous guests. You know, people, moms and dads, we have them on all the time. We like to see how they're doing. It's for an hour. We have 2 guests on a time, and it's going pretty good. We've only been starting it for about 6 months ago, but we're up there with the ratings and the figures. So yeah, Breaking Through Addiction, guys. Just Google it or go to Facebook and you'll see it on my page. Dr. Rob Kelly on Facebook. I've only got about 3 friends left, or 3 friend requests left. I'm up to about 4,090 something. Yeah. So yeah,
you gotta start deleting them.
I know, all the friends are doing. Then I get phone calls going, "You fucking just deleted me."
Yeah, I can't fucking win.
I didn't even recognize you.
Damn it. Okay, well let's go into the viewer's voice and look at some comments. I think there's a couple questions in here too, so let's do that. Okay, so we've got let's see. We've got one. Cool. Let's see. We have Amanda. Whoa! Why did that happen?
Amanda, I haven't got
You got
one
the
of them.
whip
I need
sound
one
for
of
some
those.
reason. I don't even know why that happened.
Amanda, what have you been up to?
Yeah. So, anyways, Amanda. Amanda? What the fuck? Okay,
Got the
anyways,
whip down now.
I guess. She's got our attention. Is your program here in Canada as well? What the fuck is going on?
No, but all of our program these days, guys, is by telehealth. So we don't actually see anybody with the COVID. We've carried it on. So all our program, virtual 90-day program, is by telehealth. So just look robkelly.com up, and if we can help you, we can help you.
Hang on a sec. I am just going to delete the whip sound so it is no longer a thing. So, okay. Let's see. We've just got we got some comments here. Let's read some comments. We got a couple of minutes. You got a couple more minutes, Rob?
Oh, I've got a next hour, you man. I'm not going nowhere.
Oh, well,
I'm
let's
good.
look at some comments. Get some questions in the chat here, you guys. Come on, let's grill them a little. So anyways, Beverly, so much truth when we are constantly around negativity, being told we're useless and worthless. How do we change how we feel about ourselves? By having folks like you reminding us that we are worth it. Yell it from
First
the
of all,
rooftops.
Here's a trick, guys, that I use. Remember, lots of depression and addictions live in the subconscious brain. So what happens is the subconscious brain comes up with some crap that goes down to the central nervous system that then hits the prefrontal cortex, and we're sad for whatever reason. So we need to store the subconscious brain. This is how we do it. Get up every day, stand in front of the mirror in the morning and say, I love you 10 times. I love you. I love you. I love you. We're going to store them subconscious messages in the brain, you know, and then slowly but surely, when the signal comes, because when the signal comes, you'll feel a lot better about yourself than anything else. But be careful about your internal dialogue. If you drop a pen on the floor, you're not a stupid idiot. Oh, stupid idiot. Stop saying that to yourself. We speak worse about ourselves than our enemies. You know, we tell our things. You're amazing. Do the things that are amazing. And look on the bright side and try and do good deeds. But every morning, get up and say that. You won't feel it. We're storing the subconscious brain. So when you come to that decision time, the guy, the house, the car, the job, the subconscious brain goes, yeah, I love you. You're really something, Rob. Come on, let's do this. That's how you do that. Real simple.
Awesome. We have got Cheryl says, I am not an addict, rather the mother of two, one who died, and I am totally fucking inspired. Walk over and fucking take it. I hope I used
true, Cheryl.
I hope I used those inflections properly. I feel like I did a good job for you. What else do we got here?
So what you need to do. It's as simple as that, by the way. Don't even quote that. Get in there, do it. Just walk over, take it. You'll be good.
Yeah. Another a woman that I know that's her line to get through the day. Fuck it, let's go.
Let's go. Yep.
Let's go.
What's the worst thing can happen?
Yeah. So, Amanda, it's not always about money. You're so right. It's about time, and it's about what we can do for ourselves to be the best that we can be, but also kind to others.
That's so true, so true. You know, I was kind when I was homeless. I was kind when I had $100 in the bank. You know, I'm kind now when I have more than $100 in the bank. But yeah, it's so true. Time. If I can give people time, it's the best gift.
Mm-hmm. We've got... Oh, I said this right once before, didn't I? I think I did. Simric? Right. Simric says, I've learned that treasures aren't the only valuable thing you can give to others. Time and talents are so important too.
If you meet anybody that doesn't walk away from you with a smile on their face, you've not done it right.
What else do we got here? Todd says, I make less money now than I did 25 years ago, but I am sober and I've never been happier.
During the break, I told you about before, after my second marriage, I was driving for a pest control company. I was earning $300 a week. $300. It was one of my happiest times. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I know it's easy for me to sit here and go, Ma, what about money? It's not really good. You know, you appreciate where I am at the time. If you're on $10 a week, you can be happy with that $10. And if you're on $1 million a week, you can be happy now. It's just that when I'm on $10, I might only be able to give you $1, where now we can give hundreds of thousands of back. But yeah, It's all about giving back. But so true. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, I've been on student loan for
Yeah.
a while. I don't have a lot of money in the bank, and I've honestly never been happier in my life. I found passion, and I love it.
If people out there think money bring you happiness, you've never had money before. Because I can tell you now, it doesn't. Fucking doesn't, you know?
Fair enough. We have Beverly, my friend and classmate, by the way. Beverly says, much respect from little old Saskatoon. Just something about the like-minded of folks in recovery. Yes.
I love it.
You know, I wasn't expecting you to come and spout off about the program and like talk all that shit about, you know, like I didn't see that coming. That was awesome, man. I was like, it's been a while since we have someone come on I don't know if we've ever had someone come on so passionate about the program. So anyways,
I've just read a question actually from Gary. Is it from Gary? It's changed. Oh no, it's
from Gary.
I forgot who it was from. He said, why is it when I think I get my shit together, I relapse? There's a few reasons for that. First of all, you're not working a program properly. Our program, we do it, whatever program is, we're gung-ho to start with, like any alcoholic is. And after the first couple of weeks or months, when we think we got our shit together, we get complacent, and that's how you relapse. Remember, the self-sabotage in your pathways are coming back in because you're not doing something that you're not supposed to be doing.
Right. Sorry, I was on the wrong page, and I didn't see your comment, Gary. Thanks. I'm glad someone's watching. Okay, so we've got another one here from Double T. Let's see. It's not going to all show up on screen. Too many characters. I don't know what to do about that, but I can read it here. As someone who loves to inspire and help people with mental wellness and recovery, the energy helps us both. How do we keep the energy up to help when things like COVID close the doors on all the ways we know how to help?
Yeah, dialogue. You know, you could call somebody up, Skype somebody, Zoom somebody, make the day. You know, listen, everybody needs leaders. And we all think, well, I'll just look at him, he's doing pretty good. No, it's you. It's you that needs to be that leader. You're capable of doing it. People need you. You know, it's not about me today. Like I said, my dad could have died 2 hours before I came on. You would never know that. That's not my job. My job is to inspire every human being that I come across. And once you start practicing it, I tell you, it's like an addiction in itself. I love it. I love free dopamine. Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. Thank you so much. Boom, boom, boom in my head. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome.
That's fucking awesome.
Repetition strengthens and confirms, guys.
Yeah.
Repetition strengthens and confirms.
We got another one. Kayla, thank you for watching. Thank you for the comment. Do you have any advice for those that work with, live with, know someone living with addiction? Definitely start dialogue with them or get them to see. I'd rather him be a bit pissed off with you than us go to his funeral. Mm-hmm. You know, that nobody likes to start dialogue around me. I think you're drinking too much, Johnny. Nah, shut up. I'm not drinking too much. Yeah. I just thought I'd mention it as a friend. I love you to bits. Yeah, you know, I just had another friend die of it. I was making careful. Just start that soft dialogue with people because it's such an illness. Mental illness, or I call it mental injury, because we can get over this shit, by the way. Mental injury is still a dark disease and a dark, thing to have that we don't really want to bring it out and talk about it. People want to talk about it. They come off as if they don't, but they do. So find out a little bit about addiction or mental injury before you talk to them, and then be on the same level, man. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I've often said I'd rather dance with your demons than attend your funeral. Yes. So Kayla says, thank you so much for sharing. Your story and viewpoint is very enlightening. And I think let's just have one look here. Oh, Donna says, I am worth it. Yes, you are. Gary says, thanks for answering my question. What is Aslan saying here? Dan, you inspire me to look at the bright side with all of your posts of gratitude. Thank you for saying that. That means a lot to me. I really like landing with people. So I think we are slowing down here. Let me just take a good look here. We have one more comment. Says, thank you for this. I am speaking at my first convention this weekend, and this has inspired me. Love your passion. We are going to hear about Dr. Rob at the NA convention this weekend.
Awesome. Good job, Ange. Go and kill him.
Yeah. Okay, well, do you got anything you want to leave us with tonight?
Yeah, guys, if you need any help, look around, start dialogue with people. Don't keep it in a closet. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. We're out there loud and proud, some of us. Find the right people. If you need to go into treatment, find the right treatment center. Ask them about the success rates. Don't just jump in there. I hate when treatment centers take the same person 4 or 5 times at 30 grand a month. I don't believe in them, guys. Make sure you're getting the right treatment. Listen, if I'm going to give my number out, okay, guys, this freaks people out when I do this, but this is me, the struggling, alcoholic that was on the streets of Manchester. It's 214-600-0210. Text me, and if you're really struggling and you've got nothing left and you need a 10-minute pep talk, text me, and I'll get you in the book for a 10-minute pep talk that will change your life. I guarantee it. But don't be there alone. Absolutely don't sit there alone. I'm here. I'm human. It's just me. You won't get my secretary on that phone. You won't get my front desk. You get me. I'm always obviously busy and with patients, but text me. Hey, Rob, have you got 10 minutes to talk? I'll call you back and I'll change your fucking life. End of story.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. You have inspired hope, and we had some laughs, and thank you, and take care, my friend.
Thank you so much, Dan. Awesome.
There's power in numbers. If you would like to contribute to ending the stigma around emotional pain, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and comment your thoughts on our posts. Let us come together with our lived and living experience as a resource that has the power to engage new thought processes, to promote new ideas, to broaden the spectrum of care, and to show the world that the lie is dead. We do recover, and we are here to show you how. Good night.
Thank you.